That's it, hey?
Yeah.
Hey?
Cider time.
Cider time.
I just need ice and a glass and a laugh. In the last episode, we just pulled up at Bullaloo River at a free camp just out of Quilpie.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you like this spot, Lucas?
Yes. But I don't like this. We like swim.
Yeah.
Why can't you swim?
There's a pool in town.
Is there?
That is open. Isn't it?
Closed for the winter.
What? It's not winter time to us. It's road closed. Bloody. You've got to turn right at 500.
Yeah, that's what the sign said.
Just making sure you're seen.
Turn left if you want.
I'll give you turn left in a minute. We had a nice relaxing afternoon around camp and then we decided to head out to Baldy Lookout to watch the sunset. It's pretty exciting when you get to see a hill. Daniel, did you see all the holes? Like something's... I reckon they're birds' nests. See 'em? Or made out of mud? I don't know.
Instead of mud, but they've made it.
Yeah. I'm going to turn this off. What's she doing?
They're huffing and panting.
She's a bit puffed out down for more the effort. Oh, it's a hard work, isn't it?
It's really power chucker.
Yeah. That is very specky, isn't it?
We're going like this little walk. I'll watch where I'm going. Oh, 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 oh. Good. Oh, it's even higher. Oh God. Quit. I'm coming. Oh, get up you.
Richard Jamie Johnson. If our tears could build a stairway memories of the lane, we would walk right up to heaven and bring you home again. Oh, if we could do that for so many. top of Baldy Top Lookout, we noticed that there was another lookout further on, and we thought, heck, let's go up to that one and watch sunset. So off we went.
Further back, it looks quite steep.
Yeah, I think that's the one we've seen as well.
Tell him he wouldn't better get up there, we will.
Peter said you wouldn't be able to get up, but we probably could. I know. Just gorgeous. God, you should see it coming through the window.
Beautiful, isn't it? Send this one, I think.
Did you find a spot up?
I'm going up and down.
Roger.
Tell him to get the rope out to pull him out. I'm just going to find it.
Was it the spot that you seen before?
Yeah, it sticks out like dog nuts.
Rightio. Should be able to see him. There he is up there.
Oh, this bingo.
Oh yeah.
Beautiful spot up here too.
We can see you from down here. Pretty sure this is it. There was another track. There was another track.
It was? Where?
Yeah, just there.
Is there?
Yeah.
We probably come up the hard one.
Yeah, that's alright. We've made them.
Look like even us, I'm ready. I had to come up and see if your dad wasn't stuck.
I thought Lisa told you those two big bumps.
Hello, Ben.
What are you doing down there? Really off in the rock.
I bet you this is the way Ben come. With Madison. He timed it well. Max, be careful please, sweetheart.
The top of the hill, aren't we, Max? First in.
What do you reckon about watching your first sunset, Madison? Hey?
Pretty good, thanks.
Well, it was definitely worth coming out here and watching sunset. Absolutely spectacular.
Okay, turn him scent off.
None of the photos or the videos that we took up on Baldy Top Lookout did justice to the sunset that we witnessed that night. We head back to camp for the night and then we make an early start in the morning for Eromanga. We'll leave camp in the morning to head to Eromanga, but first we wanted to stop off to the Catholic Church where we'd heard about the opal altar that they have there, so we wanted to check that out, and then we wanted to also stop off to the opal fossicking area to give the kids a chance to try and find a bit of opal.
Did that have an opal in it? It probably didn't.
Which one have you got, Nikki?
This big one! Dad, can I have it, Emma?
Yeah, you can have this one. I've only got one, Emma. Watch out, Nikki. Daddy will help you.
Oh, I want to do
You won't be able to break it, mate.
I'm just going to crack it a bit.
See? I don't think there's anything in this one. That's what the opal hunters did on TV. They just picked up big lumps of rock and just cracked it open with big opal in it. There must be a certain rock. Yeah, there's a layer. You go down so far and then there's a layer of like gravelly clay.
Keep it? I'll take it to you.
No. That's how you do it, matey. You just find a rock like that.
None of us really knew what to do to look for an opal. We were just guessing. An old couple come along and they didn't seem to know either, but then I did notice that they were collecting all this rock and putting it in bags. And I said, "Oh, you've got lots of rocks." And the old bloke said, "Oh, well, if you want to find an opal, this is the rocks that you want to look for." And of course, soon after, we started to find opal. Just a little bit. The kids were wrapped. Forgot to film it because we all got a bit excited about actually finding some. We're well on our way to Eromanga now. We need to be there by 3 o'clock so we can go to the museum and check Cooper the Dinosaur out. Oh, cattle waiting to be picked up, yeah. You wouldn't think there'd be cattle out there, would you? Nothing to eat, you would think. We made camp at the Eromanga Caravan Park. Not a bad park, it had a pool. Bit cool, but the kids still swim in it. Have to say though that the guy that runs the place, mate, you need to crack a smile or, you know, try to make your guests feel a little bit more welcome, get a lot more people coming by. But overall, it wasn't a bad stay. God, Max, I think Puppy's going mad.
Where do you think going?
Oh, I think you've had too much sugar today. I think you've had plenty. So we're now on our way out to the museum where we're going to find out everything there is about Cooper the Dinosaur.
It's warm. 20.
Excellent. Okay, so I'm going to be your tour guide. My name's Shawnee, so thank you for joining me. We're going to go across to the workshop, have a look at how we work on our fossils, and then we'll have a look at the bones of Australia's largest dinosaur, Cooper. So feel free to take any photos you like during the tour, just not in the collection room, separate room at the end of the tour. So this building we've had open for about 8 weeks. We've just begun the interpretation with our beautiful timeline here. I won't talk about this one here. There is plenty of time after the tour to come back and have a look at it, but there is some beautiful geological specimens in there, including those zircon minerals, which are among the oldest in the world from Jack Hill's conglomerate in Western Australia. So, let's leave our lovely building and head across the playground. Already started to replicate Cooper. So those two legs in the middle of the room belong to him. That's actually all of Cooper we can stand in this space. If we put him together, he goes through the roof by about 1.5 meters. So we do need a building specifically for Cooper. Now those two legs are plastic, they're 3D printed. I'll tell you more about them during the tour, but you will see the real bones in the collection room, nice and safe. They live in a temperature and humidity controlled environment. We can't stand them on the end. If we did, they'd fall apart. So we like our plastic ones to show the heart of our dinosaurs. Here are the long-necked sauropods. They're part of the Titanosaur family. So 4 big legs, a nice long neck. They were herbivores. They ate the plants and the trees. Now, hard to believe considering the size of our workshop, but we have about 12 different dinosaurs in here at the moment. They all have their own unique nickname with their own story to tell. Now, Cooper was named for Cooper Creek, Cooper Basin. That's where he was found. That nickname is actually all we have to call him by. Cooper's a brand new genus and species of dinosaur. He's the first of his kind to be found anywhere in the world. That means there's a paper being written on him, being published. When it is, we will find out what his lovely long such and such a saurus was actually inundated by inland seas. So this is the last inland sea. It's called the Eromanga Sea. And the Eromanga Sea made lots of islands out of Australia. Over on the east coast, what is now the Great Dividing Range was an active volcano range. So those volcanoes were constantly erupting. So we are quite proud of our dinosaurs. Cooper is Australia's largest, but he's also in the top 10 largest dinosaurs in the world.
At over 100 tons, and with a hip height as high as the hotel roof, this giant would have barely fit in Eromanga's main street.
Plant eater or not, I'm not sure I'd stand there and watch him walk past. No. You head to the never stopped. Australia is the fastest moving continent in the world. We move 5 to 7 centimetres north. When we find a bone we want for the museum, we dig around it nice and carefully till we have an idea of its length and its width, what sort of bone we're looking at, like that rib there. Then we have an idea of how deep below it we should be digging. So we dig it onto a pedestal. We leave it nice and supported by the clay or mudstone, but we can create a jacket around that bone. To create the jacket, we start with alfoil or cling wrap, just something that won't stick. Then we come along with a couple of layers of wet newspaper, just as a cushion in the middle. After that, we use hessian dipped in plaster. We create a nice, thick, strong plaster jacket. Like when you're setting a broken bone, we don't want it to bend or flex. Now we leave that dry overnight. We come along the next day, we undercut it with shovels and screwdrivers, wedge it up and roll it over, and put a cap on the top. Same process, just on the top. From that point, fully sealed and secure, that bone can live on our shelf as long as we need it. As you can imagine, we don't work quite that fast on a dig. We take our time.
Fast mode.
Fast mode, absolutely. Now, even though we don't always use fast mode, each 2-week dig we do, they estimate brings back about 10 years worth of work for us here in the lab. Wow. So, we limit ourselves. We only dig twice a year. 2 weeks of dinosaurs in May, 2 weeks of megafauna in August. Any more than that, we'd be overrun with material to work on. Okay, so that's how we find a bone. That's how we get it out of the ground back here to the web.
So all that will get put back.
This bit here.
That little bit there will get put back onto there.
There's see this how it's broken into segments on this
Yeah.
part?
Wow,
So, just a bit dried up.
really interesting. Philly lizard. And this is a Titanosaur tailbone. What, the one that's up here with the jaw? What was his name?
So he's a diprotodon.
A diprotodon.
Yep, yep.
What's his name? What's his nickname?
He doesn't actually have a
He doesn't
nickname,
have a
that
name.
one. No, we've got too much mega
This
for
is
him.
diprotodon as well. That one over there that my husband's doing, that's diprotodon.
We have lots of diprotodon, so we haven't given them nicknames.
Oh, okay.
Only Kenny, because he's our best preserved one.
My favourite.
Go and have a look. Go. I see them all the time. I can't just pick what it is. Ah, the teeth.
I think it's the teeth and the whole...
I did a set of teeth and they're still
Yeah,
sitting in
they're
there.
still there.
Yeah. But it was just the teeth. There wasn't the other stuff, the jaw and everything. No,
Yeah.
It was nice, yeah. And the teeth have got that. I mean, now they look about them, haven't they?
So a diprotodon. So it's a bit like a wombat.
Yeah.
He looks a bit like an overgrown
big,
wombat.
big,
Yeah,
He does, doesn't
yeah.
he? Yeah. A big thank you to Shawnee. We had an absolutely great time finding out all there is to know about Cooper the dinosaur. On our way back to the caravan park, we spotted the Royal Swan Hotel and thought we better call in for a cold one, which turned into several cold ones and dinner. Even Madison thought it was a pretty good place to spend an evening.
Okay.
Yeah, you're fine. We pack up early the following morning and we make our way to Cooper Creek, where we're going to spend a night at the campground there. The Eromanga Caravan Park. We did spend a lot of money in this town. The Royal Hotel, that was pretty good, that. Yeah, good meal. Might be just going where the road takes us, but we're going the road less travelled as well.
How do you spot that?
Oh, it's a point of interest. Forgot about that. And I was trying to work out on the picture what the thing was sticking out of the bloody car. So what do you reckon it? The plane flew over
Yeah.
and then did what?
A bit fell off when in the park.
A bit fell off the wing and then fell in the car, and that's where it stayed.
Yes. And then somebody just threw it a bit side. This bit's still like nice.
It is, isn't it?
The wobbly.
Oh, Dad's found a bit of wood. And Pup's found a bit of wood.
Breaking it for a little piece of wood.
Sure it's not a bone? Bloody hell. After what she said yesterday, I thought, you should really take notice of what you pick up. So I thought I better stop recording so I could actually help with the wood collection. And then I also spotted a couple of kangaroos checking us out. God knows what they thought we were up to with all the noise we were making. So we continued on up the road and we found a rest stop that we decided that we would have some lunch. The boys chucked in their yabby traps, see if they could catch a yabby while we were making lunch.
Nice river.
And then we continued on to Cooper Creek.
The other side. Any good?
One little muddy patch we'd like to get that to go through. Go down and around and open right up there.
Oh, right, yeah.
That's when the signs didn't say no camping, did they?
Oh, I didn't notice, sorry.
I don't think so.
Seen? Yeah. Look how big he is. Whoa. Oh, look, he's got all cows on him. Whoa. So I'm going to leave the episode here at Cooper's Creek. Next time we continue our journey towards Winton, but we have lots of stops along the way. So until then, thanks for watching this one and we'll catch you next time.